Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping into a really important topic, how to keep students safe in the unique world of music education. Because let's be real, it's all about creating those spaces where creativity can just flourish, you know? And that happens when everyone feels totally safe and looked after.
Look, we all know music is, well, it's powerful. You're not just teaching scales and chords, are you? No way. You're sparking passion, you're building a community, you're literally changing lives. And that's an incredible privilege, right? But with that privilege comes a really serious responsibility. And that kind of brings us to the big question. Because the very things that make music education so amazing, the trips, the one-on-one coaching, that buzz backstage, well, those are the exact same things that can create some pretty unique challenges when it comes to keeping everyone safe. And we have to talk about that.
All right, so first up, let's get outside the classroom. We're going to talk about those physical spaces where all the real magic and, the real risks of music education happen.
So let's start with a question that might seem kind of obvious. Why is it so critical to have great supervision on those off-site trips or tours? I mean, it goes way beyond just watching the kids, right? Think about it. A band festival, a choir tour. What's really going on there?
Okay, so here's the deal. These places, they're not your classroom. They're way less controlled. You're trying to manage the dead time between performances, or just the chaos of getting a big group from point A to point B. Good supervision isn't just standing around. It's a real active plan for dealing with all of these specific risks. And hey, here's a brilliant and super practical tool to help with that. The good old buddy system. And no, it's not just for summer camp. It's actually a really smart safeguarding tool. It gets students to help look out for each other, which, let's be honest, makes your job of managing the whole group a whole lot easier.
Okay, this one is huge. It's what we call a bright line rule. That means 0 exceptions, ever. And listen, this isn't about whether you trust someone or not. It's about being a professional. This rule protects the student, and just as important, it protects you from any kind of accusation down the line. It is absolutely non-negotiable.
Ah, yes, the backstage area. You know the vibe. It's exciting, it's electric, but man, it can turn into a safeguarding nightmare in a heartbeat. You've got cables everywhere, expensive gear, people running around. It can be pure chaos. So how do you get a handle on it?
The key is having a plan before you get there. Don't wait to react. It really just comes down to 2 simple things. First, set up clear boundaries. I mean, literally, use tape on the floor, some cones, whatever works, to show where students can and can't go. And second, have a real, structured plan for that downtime. Don't just let them hang out unsupervised.
All right, now let's switch gears and take these same ideas into a completely different arena, the digital world. This is a whole new ballgame, right? It's got challenges that, frankly, didn't even exist a generation ago.
And this is a really fundamental shift for us as educators. Your duty of care, your responsibility, it doesn't stop at the school doors anymore. The second you're interacting with students online for anything school-related, boom, you're in a professional teaching space.
So many of us are doing online lessons now, it's just part of the job. But what's the one thing that absolutely has to be in place for a lesson with a younger student before you even hit start meeting on that Zoom call? And here it is, simple, clear, and non-negotiable. A parent or guardian has to be there, or at least nearby. Having another adult in the loop provides a huge layer of safety and accountability. And pro tip, it's always best that that lesson happens in a common space, like the living room, not a private bedroom. Okay. Think of it like this. You have 2 different online lives, your professional one and your personal one, and you need to build a really solid wall between them. All your communication with students and families, that has to happen through official work-approved channels. That means no friending students on your personal Facebook or Instagram. It just keeps those professional lines super clear for everyone.
So you've got this amazing photo or video from a concert and you're dying to share it. Awesome. But wait, before you hit post, just run through this quick 3-step check. 1, be totally clear about how you're going to use it. 2, get written permission from parents. And 3, only, and I mean only, post it on official school or organization pages. Easy.
And this watchful eye you have,
it also has to extend to how your students are interacting with each other online, especially if it's in a space that you set up, like a group chat for the band or whatever. Part of your job now is to spot the signs of things like cyberbullying and know exactly what your school's procedure is for handling it.
Okay, we've talked about physical spaces, we've talked about digital spaces. For this last part, let's kind of zoom out and talk about the big picture, the mindset, really, the culture of safety that holds all of this together.
And this is maybe the most important takeaway. If you're looking at all this as just a bunch of rules you have to memorize for a test, we're missing the whole point. The rules aren't the end goal. They're just the tools we use to build something much bigger, a real culture of safety.
When it all boils down, this is what it's about. Safeguarding isn't some course you take once and then forget about. It's a culture you actively build every single day. It's an ongoing commitment. Think of it like a quiet, constant hum of awareness that's always running in the background, underneath all that amazing music you're making.
And please, remember this, you are not in this alone. Every school, every organization has a designated safeguarding lead, or DSL. Your job is to know who that person is, find out their name. Their job is to be your go-to person for any concern you have, no matter how small you think it is. Seriously, there is no such thing as a dumb question when we're talking about a student's safety.
So we're wrapping up this explainer, but your commitment, that's just getting started. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's one small, real thing you'll do this week to make your music space safer? Are you going to go review your backstage plan? Maybe draft a new, clearer consent form? Or maybe it's as simple as finding out who your DSL is and saving their number in your phone. What's that one thing you're going to do?